Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a bishop, and this game has started rather quickly and rather, well, late for the player here. It's, the name of the player is Running Hawk, and the battle is on Airfield, and the bishop is a tier 5 British SPG. Well, I think he loaded in very late, and all of a sudden the battle started. The bishop has a 4.5 inch gun which is capable of 450 alpha, penetrating 28mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of just over 2 meters. Now the bishop was actually built on the hull of a Valentine tank, and even though it's the tier 5 British SPG, it's actually was replaced by the Sexton, which is the tier 3 British SPG. Well, it's a beautiful shot there on the Valentine, direct hit. That's the tank that actually provided the hull for this Arty. He fires another round in, but the Valentine moves away. Now he's actually looking a little too close to the target. Yes, that's better. You need to look a bit further away so you can actually see what the target's doing, and that target was a bit out of range, the M8A1. He needs to get a bit closer. And this is probably not the wisest thing to do, to get close to the enemy, because, oh, that could have been nasty. But he is getting closer now. T1 Heavy lining up a shot, a leading shot on target. Good hit! That was a good hit. Now, some people actually say that the bishop is actually better at aiming than the Fifi, the 105 Left H18B2, and you can see with shots like that, yes, it definitely appears to be. That shot hit the tracks and damaged the T1 Heavy. Now we've got a DW2, De Brukswagen Zwei, coming in within range. There's a Sal 42, but he's going for the T1 Heavy again, and he's trying to work out where the T1 Heavy is going so he can fire a leading shot in, but he's decided to abandon that and go for the DW2 because he can see the DW. Fires the round in and just misses him. Okay, T1 Heavy's now in sight, so he's dialing in on the target to get an accurate shot. Let a nice tight reticule before he shoots. Rounds out. Nice one, right into the side and the rear of the T1 Heavy. And now the T1's actually gone up to engage that Largo. He can get really accurate shots on him. Rounds out. Another nice hit, 52. He's just chipping away at him at the moment. But that's what you do in the bishop. Another round almost ready. Rounds out. Direct hit. Now that T1 Heavy is going to run out of health soon. Another shell. And he's not there anymore. Okay, we're looking for more targets. Nothing in sight at the moment. This is a bit of a forward position to be in as an Arty. You don't really want to be too far forward, but the actual range on the bishop is actually quite small. And actually parking the bishop on an upslope does increase its range. Well, another target's coming to view. It's a Sal 42, which is a tier 4 French medium. And he gets a beautiful direct hit right on his engine bay, 174. The reload time is about 10 seconds. He's loaded. There's another enemy tank. It's the M8A1, which is an American tank destroyer. Now our Char B1's moving up. That's a bot, by the way. There are bots in this game. The bots are identifiable because they've got a semicolon in front of and behind the name. So that is a bot. The Sal 42 is a bot. There he is. Dialing in. Rounds out. Very good hit. 94 hit points. He's pulling back into cover, but he gets taken out the game. Okay, we're looking for another target. There's an M8A1 up there, and that is another bot. Nicholas Whiting is the name of the player. Not the sort of name you'd expect to see from a bot, but then I suppose Wargaming's computer is only programmed with so many names that they can put in. You can see a few of those bots around us. I'm not sure if Running Hawk's noticed, but there's a Type 95 trying to come around the south end of the map. Instead, he's going for this M8A1, which is actually a bot. It should be easier to kill, but he's... Oh, no, that's going to miss. Yeah, you've got to work out how fast the target's moving to give the appropriate amount of lead to the target. That target's some distance away. He fires a round in and... Nope, doesn't get a hit. Now he's got rather too close to these two tanks for him to actually hit them. The trajectory of the shell is not high enough to actually hit that Matilda and DW2. So he's having to back away to extend the range so he can get an accurate shot and lob the shell over the rock. Okay, he should be far enough away now to hit that DW. Fires a round in, hits the rock face. Bit snapshotty. Try not to fire before you fully dialed in. Okay. Fires another one in and hits the target. Now the enemy RT was spotted and he's just out of range. Yeah, the reticle gets flat like that. You know you're at maximum range. He's closing on that target. He's actually driving forward without actually watching where he's going. But he thinks that the enemy RT is just about there. Fully dialed in, rounds out. And no joy. Yeah, you see he was driving forward. He almost went into that rock face. Well, the scores are fairly even at the moment. 3 apiece, but there are limited numbers in this game. And as I said, there's plenty of bots in this game as well. When he fired around him where he thought the T1 was. Was it the T1 or DW2? There's the T1. And he's turning around. Can he get a shot? Just, you need to make sure that there's no red line like that extending from any object, because that's an obstruction that's blocking the path of the shot. He fires a guesstimated shot. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the target. And here we've got several enemy tanks together, and they're all bots. Going for the T1. Gets a hit for 60. Now, I think he's tracked, and that looks to be a real player. Almost ready to shoot. Rounds out again. The Yesu122A, the real player in the Arty, has been spotted. Can he get around into him? Rounds out. Yes, kill shot. Now, these two tanks he should be able to take out. Both of them are bots, I think. Yes. No, you've got red line there. You're actually creeping upwards. I think he meant to do that deliberately. He's got himself on an upservice, but there is an M8A1 nearby, and he might get fired on if he's not careful. That M8A1 will probably see him. Yes, he has been seen. And he got a shot there in target, but there's a Type 95 behind him. And an M8A1. And now the DW2's in sight as well. And if he fires through this gap, he might get seen. He fires snap and it misses the target, obviously. Try not to fire snap. And what I mean by firing snap... Oh! Jumps there! He lost some hit points in the process. What I mean by firing snap is firing when you're not fully dialed in on the target. A quick shot in the general direction of the enemy. Usually it doesn't work in Arty because if you're not dialed in properly, the shell may miss by a golden mile. Well, one of the enemy tanks has gone up on top of Temple Mount, the Type 95. And he's going around the corner. I think he's going to try and engage it from this side. There's a lot of bots here. That's M8A1 that you can see now, and the Type 95. They're both bots. I have a feeling that the Type 95 is also a bot. Oh, and there is... That is a real player, the T1 Heavy, in the distance there. He's dialing in on him. It's the T1 that he didn't kill earlier in the game. Fires around in, and no, he missed him. I think he hit the rock face there. Again, he's not close enough to actually see where the tank is, but this time round he got it right. Now he just ought to turn around and get an accurate shot on that M8A1 there. That one's a bot. No, he fired too far behind it and just knocked down the building instead. He's only got 6 rounds of ammo left, so he needs to conserve his ammo. Otherwise he is going to lose this game by not having enough fire. Oh, took out the M8A1, so he got him. We've got a full strength Valentine there, you see. Okay, he's loaded, fires a snapshot, not fully dialed in, and misses the target. You can't fire snap on some of these tanks, you will just miss them and waste the shell. Now I do admit that I have fired snap myself in the past on enemy tanks, but I'm usually fairly certain that I can actually hit them, and usually I do, but it's only through great experience that you can actually get accurate snapshots that work. Most of the time it's just not worth snapping. And he's been spotted by someone. There's only 4 tanks left on either side. Somebody saw him. And it may be that Type 95. We just don't know where he is. Well, the Type 95 was actually up on Temple Mount, so yes, he did see him up there. He's going for the cap area. Decided to go round. Oh, there's the Valentine. Can't go that way, because if he does, the Valentine will see him. The Valentine's hit him once. He knows that he's desperately short on time. If he doesn't get to the cap, he won't be able to cap out in time. He'll need the assistance of somebody else, and he can't guarantee that he will get that. And the Type 95 looks like he's going to shoot from behind. And there's a shot from the Type 95, just hit him and didn't penetrate. I think it hit the hull of the... Oh, he has been hit this time by the Type 95. And again, that's 3 shots have hit him, but he's going to get into the cap. Oh, he's in the cap now. That's good. So he's got enough time to cap out. The question is, though, will the enemy come to try and reset him? They are bots. They may not know that they've got to come and get a shot into him. I think he's going to hold on to the 4 HE rounds he's got left, because he's going to need them if somebody does come up close to shotgun them in the face. There's the Type 95. He can see that one in distance, and he's going to the aim. I'm just behind one of those columns. He's moving, fires around in, and oh, it knocks the column down instead. He's going to take another shot, I can tell it. Yes, he does. And he did hit the Type 95, but he's only got 2 rounds left. And he is capping. He doesn't know if the enemy tanks are actually going to turn up at the cap, you see. As far as like, well, all the enemy tanks are bots. All of them. They just might not come back. I'm not sure if Wargaming's programmed them correctly to respond to somebody capping to come and reset the cap. So it looks like he might be on for an Invader medal and probably a Starks medal too, because he's killed at least 2 enemy. On the Valentine's getting close, but the Valentine's heading away now. So I think he's won. Yes, he's won. And he takes out the Valentine with a parting shot. And that was his second to last round. And with, well, 2 seconds left on the clock when he won at the end, well, when the game ended. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tank for Running Hawk in the Bishop. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 17 in that one. A Starks medal. He actually killed at least 2 enemy. Took at least 2 shots from the enemy. Lost potentially 2/3 of his hit points. In fact, he did lose 2/3 of his hit points and survived the battle. So he earned a Starks the hard way. A High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and an Invader for being the only one to capping out with at least 80 cap points. Well, You only needed 80 cap points. You didn't need to be the only one to cap, but he did. He was the only one to cap in this case. A win rate of 7,068, which is more than Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, there were only 3 real players on either side in this battle, and the other 2 real players on Running Hawk's team were actually wiped out. We can see the Skoda T24 and the Matilda. The highest damage went to Running Hawk with 1,884 hit points, and the next high scorer was the Skoda. And when it came to kills, again, he's got the highest number of kills with 4. The Skoda managed 3. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns, albeit that there wasn't that many real players in the game. Only 6 real players. The rest of them were bots. But it was a win. Can't take that away from him. 31 shots fired, 16 direct hits, 1 penetration, 16 splash. Damage of 1,884 hit points, of which 1,245 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy. 3 of them were penetrations, 1 non-penetration. One of those was from the Type 95, but the others did actually pen, I'm afraid. 1 shot that did pen from the Valentine. 100 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 100 cap points to win. On a premium count, he earned 35,846 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammunition's fairly cheap, 26,494 credits profit. He picked up 5 bonds from that battle. Yes, did rather well. The Starks medals are worth 3, the High Caliber and the Invader are worth 1 each, and earned 1,212 XP, 4,848 for the Holiday Ops, 6,060 altogether. Well, that was a pretty exciting battle. Even though it was populated with bots and there was a reduced number, we just didn't know if the enemy bots were actually programmed to come back and reset the cap, and apparently it doesn't appear that they are. So if you are in a situation like that and you're in a battle with a lot of bots, try capping and maybe you'll actually win the battle without the enemy even trying to come back and reset you. But it was a very good game for Running Hawk. Very dangerous towards the end. He could have been taken out by that Type 95 firing shots into his rear as he went back up to the cap, but he was running short on time, so he had to do it, and it paid off. Well done. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. We're only a small channel, only just under 2,000 at the moment subscribers, but we will be picking up numbers soon, I hope. So thanks for watching.